These films really play with your head. Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 greatest psychological horror movies.
¿Por qué estás llorando? Estabas enfermo. ¿Quién está enfermo?
Before we begin, we publish new content every day, so be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. For this list, we're looking at some of the greatest horror films based around psychological scares. Psychological horror is defined as horror that relies on the mental status of its characters to elicit an unsettled response from its viewers. The movies put emphasis on atmosphere and our shared emotional fears rather than jump scares or gore.
Where is he? Where's my baby?
He's not dead.
What?
Number 10. Jacob's Ladder. This film is a little bit of everything on the horror scale. Psychological terror mixed with art house vibes and surrealistic moments. But above all else, it is terrifying. The movie follows Tim Robbins as a Vietnam War veteran who begins to experience extremely strange visions. The nature of these visions remains a tantalizing mystery throughout, and you soon begin to question the film's reality. It'll make you feel disgusted long after the credits roll thanks to its discomforting scenes and hopeless attitude. But no matter how difficult it may be to stomach, Jacob's Ladder is definitely worth stepping on.
No one can remember that night. I get flashes, but they don't make sense.
Number 9. Repulsion. Repulsion was director Roman Polanski's first feature film to be released in English, and what an introduction it was. When the troubled Carol Ledoux is left alone in the apartment she shares with her sister, she begins to experience strange and unexplainable occurrences. The movie is terribly claustrophobic and isolating, a terrifying depiction of a young woman's slow dip into utter insanity. The acting, Polanski's use of sound, the startling images, and the filmmaking are all top-notch, and the result is a truly unnerving psychological experience. Number 8. Don't Look Now. Another oldie but a goodie, Don't Look Now stars Donald Sutherland and Julie Christie as a depressed couple who travel to Venice. There, they meet a psychic who informs them that their dead daughter is attempting to reach and warn them of impending danger.
Oh yes, she's with you. She's with you, my dear.
The movie is arguably a masterpiece, and it still manages to stop the heart all these years later thanks to its horrifying scenes and harrowing depiction of grief. It also has one of the scariest endings in horror movie history, one that's sure to leave you open-mouthed and petrified. It's influenced many filmmakers over the years, and it's not hard to see why.
Wait.
Number 7. The Others.
I think that sometimes the world of the dead gets mixed up with the world of the living.
The Others follows Nicole Kidman as a single mother who begins to suspect that her house is haunted. And even though it's a modern movie, it gleefully reminds us of old-school horror. There are no cheap jump scares, screeching violins, or buckets of blood. It's just a creepy haunted house that acts up in subtly horrifying ways. And Nicole Kidman perfectly portrays a troubled and increasingly desperate mother who only wants the safety of her children. It also has one of the most shocking endings in horror movie history, even if it's become common knowledge in the years since.
We're not dead! We're not dead! We're not dead!
The Others is a simple, old-fashioned ghost story, and we love it.
We're not dead! We're not dead!
Number 6. The Babadook.
Babadook, dook, dook. That's when you'll know he's around. You'll see him if you look.
The Babadook was an unfortunate victim of misleading marketing. Many audiences expected another haunted house romp like The Conjuring and were left disappointed with this more methodical film. However, those without faulty expectations found a harrowing movie about the destructive power of grief. The story follows a depressed single mother who becomes hunted and influenced by the Babadook, a monster found in her son's pop-up book. While the Babadook is indeed scary, it's in the metaphorical nature of the monster where the real scares lie, as Amelia soon becomes enveloped by the madness that the Babadook represents. This is both a depressing and uplifting film, and it's frightening to boot.
You're trespassing in my house!
Number 5. Misery.
I thought you were good, Paul. But you're not good. You're just another lying old dirty birdie.
Stephen King has really done it all when it comes to horror. A little gross-out gore here, a ghost story there, and some vampires sprinkled on top. With Misery, he tackled non-supernatural psychological horror, and he succeeded brilliantly. The story, about an author who becomes trapped with a psychotic fan, was adapted perfectly by Rob Reiner, who beautifully transfers the isolation and claustrophobia felt on the pages to the screen. Kathy Bates' performance in particular is stellar, playing the seemingly pleasant but realistically unhinged Annie Wilkes. It's a terrific adaptation and a terrifying look into the dangers of celebrity worship.
No, no, not Misery! Not my Misery! No, not my Misery!
Number 4. Black Swan.
Just want to be perfect.
You what?
Want to be perfect.
Director Darren Aronofsky certainly knows how to explore the dark sides of the human mind, and he does it masterfully in Black Swan. This is a movie about a ballerina who descends into insanity due to the immense pressure of landing a coveted role. Natalie Portman shines as Nina Sayers, capturing both the childlike innocence of the White Swan and the dark maturity of the Black Swan, and helping us to feel conflicted about the nature of her character and her sanity. The film explores the dangers of attempting to reach perfection in a beautiful, scary, and unforgettable way. Aronofsky is a true master of the psychological.
I felt it.
What?
Perfect. It was perfect.
Number 3. The Silence of the Lambs.
Where were you going, Clarice?
I don't know. I didn't have any food, any water, and it was very cold.
The Silence of the Lambs is undoubtedly a masterpiece, and it remains the only horror film to win the Academy Award for Best Picture, a testament to just how memorable and powerful it is. The film follows FBI trainee Clarice Starling, who seeks the help of an imprisoned cannibal in order to catch a serial killer.
If I help you, Clarice, it will be turns with us too. Quid pro quo. I tell you things, you tell me things.
She soon forms a fascinatingly therapeutic bond with the cannibal, Hannibal Lecter. Not only is their relationship tantalizingly complex, but also the film itself is rife with unforgettable quotes, nightmarish images, and one of the best villainous performances of all time in Anthony Hopkins.
I ate his liver with some fava beans and a nice Chianti.
It's not only a fantastic horror movie, but a fantastic movie too, period.
I do wish we could chat longer, but I'm having an old friend for dinner.
Number 2. Rosemary's Baby.
Let's have a baby, all right? Let's have 3 babies, one at a time, all right?
3 years after Repulsion, Roman Polanski returned to cinemas with Rosemary's Baby, and it strengthened his status as one of film's most disturbing directors. The movie, about a woman who begins to suspect that her neighbors want her baby for cultish reasons, is a horror masterpiece, filled with Polanski's unique sense of dread and isolation. Just the concept itself, learning that you were raped by Satan and gave birth to his offspring, is horrifying enough.
What have you done to it? What have you done to its eyes?
However, it's Polanski's filmmaking, complete with a disturbing use of sound and tormenting lack of visuals, that elevates the movie to art.
God is dead! Hail Satan lives! The year is one! The year is one! God is dead!
Before we unveil our number 1 pick, here are some honorable mentions.
5. This is 5.
Ignore the siren. Even if you leave this room, you can never leave this room.
Hey, keine Panik. Es passiert ja nichts. Ich hab gesagt, es ist ein schönes Spiel. Ein Familienspiel.
I can't stand it. I'm going home.
What are you talking about?
Number 1. The Shining. Although the initial reaction to Stanley Kubrick's masterpiece The Shining was mixed, it's now widely regarded as one of the best and scariest movies of all time.
Red rum! Stop it! Red rum! Red rum!
The story follows a recovering alcoholic father who slowly loses his sanity due to the malevolent forces of a hotel. Jack Nicholson is simply outstanding in this role, delivering a nuanced performance that is equally terrifying and captivating.
Here's Johnny!
Aside from its now classic scares, like the twin girls in the bloody elevator, the movie explores the petrifying concept of watching a comforting and protective family member descend into murderous insanity. This is the ultimate psychological horror film, and one of Kubrick's best.
You can't get away! I'm right behind you!
Do you agree with our picks? Check out these other great clips from WatchMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.